Intercollegiate Bowling Championships from the University of Wisconsin Fieldhouse in Madison, Wisconsin.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Allen Greer. Can you make some noise? That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful Madison, Wisconsin. Are you guys ready to do some bowling in the fast lane? Can I hear you? All right. Well, let's kick off. First, let me introduce the women of Central Missouri State University. Let me hear you. Keep it going. That's it. Next up, the women from Morehead State University. Let them hear you. There's high fives all around.
David Allen Greer introducing the two teams who are in this championship final. Hello again, everybody. Jay Randolph along with Nelson Burton. Bo, good to be with you. There's something very special about team bowling, about the chemistry created with the Baker system.
Well, the Baker system keeps pressure on everybody every frame, Jay. Each player plays one frame, the first frame, then they bowl again in the sixth. They only bowl 4 frames in a 2-game match. It's a 2-game match total here today.
Let's update you on how these teams got to the championship match.
First, it was Fresno State. Glenn Carlson's team succumbed to Central Missouri State. And defending champion Nebraska was knocked off by Sacred Heart. Tiffany Blue led that team. Then it was Central Missouri against Sacred Heart. Central Missouri just sneaking by our narrative in the final against the #1 seed team, Morehead State.
And are you ready for action? The Jays of Central Missouri State. They're playing 2 Baker games for this National Intercollegiate Bowling Championship.
A little psychology here, Jay. The higher finishing team, Morehead State, has the option of who's going to start. And the key shot, and it's a little bit different in this game, is it's #1 guy. They actually set the tone for the team. A lot of momentum involved in this.
This is Diana Curris. Bellport, Nevada.
Wow, an awfully good opening shot, a solid 7. You really can't ask for much more than that. And you'll notice throughout the action today, the women are allowed their 10 starting balls on the starting settee area, and if they switch to a spare ball, which most of them do in this case, they have their team member hand it to them and it's ready to go. Cross lane for the 7.
The important item in the Baker system is still the frame.
I agree, Jay, and you've watched it a lot more than I have, but I noticed it all week long. The teams that missed the simple spares, they were the teams that beat themselves.
Now for Central Missouri State, leading off, Aaron McDonald from Sterling, Illinois, 21-year-old senior.
The Baker system is very simply this. Bowler 1, who we just saw on each team, bowls the first and 6 frames. You can follow it through, 2 bowls, 2 and 7, so forth. The key player, obviously, is the bowler 5. They'll bowl the 5th frame and the key 10th frame, bowling all 3 shots if necessary. We're up 2nd frame, Morehead State off with an easy spare.
This is Penny Parker, Kennesaw, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta. 20-year-old junior majoring in biology. A little backside action.
Jay, real good pin action on there. She hit the right, the head pin went to the sideboard and takes out the 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Watch the left side of your screen. Good pin action, 3 pounds, 6, 7, 8 ounce pins here for the competition. Good action on that ball. Now it's Linda Fry up 2nd frame.
Linda's a junior from Sylvic, Illinois. They call her Big Ben, and she can fire.
So much pressure, a pretty good shot. These coaches have disciplined these young ladies in the fundamentals of the game and showing up here in the early going. 2-pin to the sideboard, knocks out the 7, almost gets the 4. For this young lady, I watched her shoot this shot across lane in the earlier competition. She doesn't take as much angle as most of the players, but she was deadly accurate earlier today.
Junior majoring in marketing. Next up for Morehead State University is Robin Crawford. She's from Hendersonville, Indiana.
Going for a double.
Come on, Robin! And you can see that picked him up.
Jay, that shot there, you just absolutely couldn't walk down there and place the ball in the pocket any better. We call that an unassisted strike. Every single pin did its job, did not need any assistance from the sideboards, as we see in so many strikes today.
Here's April Erickson. Her hometown is Waterloo, Iowa. A freshman, biology pre-med major, just 18 years old.
Short approach, very accurate, not much ball speed. First frame, a little nervous, and just tried to do a little too much. And that's very understandable. Remember, this is a 2-game match. One frame does not determine the winner and loser. And as you well know, as you see the ball sliding by the head pin, leaving the 1, 2, 4, 8, that there can be some quick changes. It's almost like the weather up here, Jay.
Right there. She is open. We'll be back with more of this championship right after we take time out for these messages. They're partying in the fast lane inside the field house, but on the outside, all is calm. The 1998 Intercollegiate Women's Bowling Championship is brought to you by Brunswick, sold on bowling worldwide, and by Dexter Bowling. Dexter features the SST5, the most advanced bowling shoes to ever party in the fast lane. They're partying in the fast lanes here as the pizza has arrived. Morehead State is up by 25. And here is Stacy Grisham. Stacy is a 20-year-old sophomore from Lexington, Kentucky. Her mom signed her up for a junior league, and she said she'd been hooked on bowling ever since. A little high on the head pin.
I like what Stacy does. If you noticed her eyes, how firm and convicted she was as she went a little bit high. That's understandable. A little nervous leaving the 3-10 baby split. She'll go across lane, try to deflect the ball off the 3 into the 10. The odds for the pros, Jay, making this is about, they'll make it 2 out of 3 times at this level. Being nervous, let's see.
You can see how much that shot meant to her team.
Talk about the deflection. Ball hitting the right quadrant of the 3-pin, deflecting in the 10. Perfect.
Teresa Dames from Granite City, Illinois, just across the river from St. Louis. She's 19, a sophomore, marketing major. The left-hander rolls. Came up just a little short.
She spins the ball probably more than any player that we've seen. You can see the rotation on the ball as it slides by the head pin. The port sider leaving the 1-3-6.
This Brunswick National Intercollegiate Bowling Championship is coming from Madison, Wisconsin, one of America's most livable cities. Beautiful spot. What a beautiful shot. Here is Kelly Kulik, Union, New Jersey. She is one of the most honored women bowlers at the college level right now.
Awfully good shot, Jay. As you say, she's one of the top players in the country today. Hits light, the 3-pin, not quite enough ball speed. Knocks the 6. The 6 doesn't take out the 10. The 5 slides in front of the 7. The best go right here is just to try to knock the 7-pin out and bounce it into the 10. A little extra speed. Well, Jay, I think they're a little bit all settled down. 5 frames, everybody's coming around kind of feeling pretty equal at this time. The anchor person for Central Missouri
is Lisa Stack. She's from Elgin, Illinois. 20-year-old junior, a management major. Her highest 3-game series in 800. Oh, boy. That ball did not react the way she expected. Left it out there.
Good point. She played so deep. It says what I mean by deep is so far towards the center of the lane. You see her ball still sliding as it gets to the break point. We like to see somewhere between 30 and 45 feet down the lane. I noticed she did that this morning, and she was very lucky as she needed a marked advance to the finals. It crossed over to the Brooklyn. So Central Missouri State got here a little bit on a string, and they're struggling in the early frames. Look it out.
Curris. Oh, a little problem there at the release point. Slipped. Got away with it.
Well, I noticed in the first frame she had a little footwork problem, and I would say maybe there's something wrong with the approach, but I noticed the other 9 girls are really not struggling, so it's something that her coach may talk to her and work out some adjustment in the shoes or the pace of her approach. Here you go. She goes through her pivot step on the right-hand step, drives through very hard with this shot. Looks in pretty good position here. And obviously, she had a little kinesthetic feedback from slippery approaches.
She picks up the spare. Let's go down to Jan Schmidt, the voice of the women's tour, who's joining us here. Jan.
Thanks, Jay. I'll tell you, the atmosphere down here is invigorating. I can't control my emotions. I don't know how these young ladies are doing it. I'm very impressed, though. They're starting out great. It's the first time ever that college bowling has been in the arena finals, and they're handling it. But I think as the pressure starts to mount, we're going to see whoever can compose themselves on the approach and harness the energy from this crowd when they're off the approach is going to come out on top. Back to you, Jay.
Aaron McDonald has it on the way for Central Missouri State.
A little wide with that shot. You'll notice the 2-8 standing temporarily. The head pin will do the damage. Leave her an easy spare.
Her highest 3-game series, 735. Parker will be next. And the lead is 14 for Morehead State. Remember, 2 games in this championship of the Brunswick National Intercollegiate Bowling Championships. Another thing that we see here, these folks constantly conferring, talking about their experience, what they're doing, trying to get everybody in the right sync.
Agreed, Jay, especially if they throw a good shot.
Penny Parker has a problem.
Simply a lack of ball speed there. There's a couple of things that any player, man or woman, will do under pressure. And one of them is roll the shoulders forward and decrease the arm swing length, and they'll go right through the heart. Actually hit her target at the arrows, but because of lack of speed, goes high 4, 6, 7. She'll just try to take out the 4, 7.
This young lady is on an academic scholarship at Morehead State. Down goes one. Match is even. Linda Fry is going to college on a bowling scholarship and also a college loan program. She's working very hard.
left from the get-go. Actually pretty lucky. If she pulls that ball a little less, she may cut through the heart and leave a split. Has the 5 and 9. What you have to caution against here is chopping the 5 straight back off the 9.
She gets the job done. We will return with more of the National Intercollegiate Bowling Championships. Madison's beautiful Capitol building is one of the most photographed buildings in the United States. By 2 here in Madison. This city named for James Madison, our 4th president. Back to the action we go with Robin Crawford. Looking good there. All right, they're loving it.
2 attempts for Crawford, 2 strikes. Good lesson to be learned here. She's taking the shortest distance to the pocket, especially under pressure. It seems like the line bowlers or the straighter bowlers have more success. Crawford did it so well in the 3rd and here in the 8th.
Here's April Erickson.
She was wide in the her first attempt in the 3rd frame, getting 6 and 9 out.
Oh, much better ball that time. A little bit of a tough break for her.
You can bet on that. The solid 9, that's a hit we would not have seen years ago. Watch the ball. It does not respect the pins at all. Just keep driving through that reactive resin ball. Overpowers the pins.
She covers it nicely. Let's go again to Jan Schmidt.
Thanks, Jay. I'm with Tiffany Blue from Sacred Heart University. Tiffany, you shattered the all-time qualifying record with 218 average this week. Tammy Turner was the old record holder with actually 215 back in 1990. She turned pro. Do you have plans for that?
Yes, after completing my accounting degree at Sacred Heart, I plan on going on tour.
Wow, well, good luck to you. Also, you anchored the team. You finished 3rd this week. You were in the position of having to step up and make a shot to win. How does that feel?
I feel a tremendous amount of responsibility, and I just try to get up, do a little meditation, and make the best shot I can for my team.
Meditation seems to be the key. Back to you, Jay.
Talking about best shots, Stacy Grisham with a big strike. Now here's Teresa Dames.
Dames got a 7 count and a spare in her first attempt.
Wow. Thought for a moment she might have overcompensated a little too much, but no problem.
Well, we call that a little bit, Jay, in St. Louis, which you're very familiar with, a little bit of unconscious confidence. You can see the ball crossing to the right side of the head pin. She, being a port sider, hits the 1-3, and it sets that up, the key pivotal 9th frame. It sets it up where we have a very close match. The 10th frame will tell a lot about what's going to happen in match 2.
And this, the first of 2 games. The lead is 13 for Morehead State.
If Morehead State has an edge, it has to be in the number 5 position. Kelly Kulik, I would say among, if not the best player, woman player in the country today. Member of Team USA, coached by our statistician Palmer Falgren. She has the experience.
The 97 College Bowler of the Year. And she has had a bit of tough luck and struggled a little bit, the 3-6.
Best case scenario for Morehead State this first game is 189. The anchor person once again will bowl all the shots in the 10th frame.
Morehead State's 13th appearance in the Intercollegiate Championships.
It ain't so bad.
Oh, indeed. A fine record over the years. Really fighting that lane over there.
You see probably, as they go over to the right-hand lane, lane 2 has been the better scoring of this pair. So it's imperative that Central Missouri throw some strikes here. They can take a 12-pin lead if they can, at least a Stack can strike out in the 10th.
Moorhead State, a score of 186, and here is Stack. My. Ron Holmes, the coach of Central Missouri State, recruited this young lady.
Most of these girls on either scholarships or financial aid. I looked at the bios. 9 out of the 10 girls competing here are getting some help. It's great to see that women's and men's bowling at the collegiate level is making such advances.
These are the bowlers of tomorrow. Oops. Now that's a big mistake right there. It's kind of got to be tough for their momentum to finish that way.
I agree. Huge. If she strikes there in the 10th, they could be leading the match. Now they're trailing by 20 pins. They're going to flip-flop lanes. First place, it'll be so important to get off to a quick start in the second game as you see her sliding by the 10-pin.
186 to 166, Moorhead State, and let's go to David Allen Greer.
Right now, I'm talking to a die-hard bowling fan, a friend of mine, Lucille Pig. How are you doing, Lucille?
Just fine, thank you. Glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. Now, you're 80 years old.
Yeah.
80 years old. Now, you drove here all the way from Arizona by yourself?
Yes, I did.
Nobody in the car?
Don't think so.
I got a word for you. Airplanes. You never heard of those?
What?
You never heard of airplanes? You just wondered?
Oh, yeah, but I had time.
Oh. Now, listen, I got to go to New York tomorrow morning about 6 a.m. Can you drive me home, please?
No.
Okay.
I'm going the other direction.
What do you think of the action so far? You having fun?
Oh, college bowling is one of my favorite hobbies.
Wow, wow. All right. Well, we're glad to have you here, Lucille. And you are beautiful. Die-hard bowling fan here in beautiful Madison.
There's the score of game 1. Game 2 will be coming up, of course, but we've got the great Mascot shootout coming up when we return, and we will be back right after we take this timeout. The Brunswick Women's Championship of the 1998 Intercollegiate Bowling Championships from here in Madison, Wisconsin's vibrant capital city, hosting this event.
Jay, there were 16 teams went to the starting gate out of close to 100 around the country that tried qualifying all year long. There you see some of your favorite teams. Sacred Heart narrowly missing. Nebraska, the defending champion. 16 teams in the women's final. Lindsey Wilson in 8th. West Texas A&M, Arizona State, Purdue, one of our favorite schools, Ball State, and of course, a little known Hudson Valley made it to the top 16.
Yeah, that's a community college, and they did very well. Moorhead State leads by 20 after game 1. The second game, and who will the championship go to? Let's go down to Jan.
I'm with Becky Kregeling, the women's coach for Sacred Heart University. Becky, we're looking to you for some insight here. Central Missouri State is down by 20 pins. What would you as a coach do at this point?
Well, we were in that position when we were in the semifinals. Just try not let them get down. They have that tendency sometimes. With Baker, there's only 2 more shots, and give 110% and stay up and make a lot of noise, put the pressure on them.
How about the job that Brunswick did here, coming into this tradition steep field house here on the campus at Wisconsin and putting these marvelous lanes in and just giving us a great venue. All right now we're going to take you to the action of our friends the Mascots.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Mascot final shootout.
He's approaching. The air cat is shaking his booty. And the approach.
Tough break for the Erie Cat. Well, let's show him some love. Ooh. How'd that happen?
All right now. Wichita State. Wichita State, Lucha.
There's a lot of violence going on with the Mascots right now.
And the Wichita State is approaching. Spirit Squad, it's written on the back of this.
Good approach. It looks like something's gonna happen for Wichita State. Yes! Yes! exciting. I can't contain myself. Oh boy, I'm really gonna lose it now. $1,000 to Wichita State. And I tell you what, that's real money. All right, now, I think that's great that the winning team got $1,000, but you know, there are no losers in bowling. And I'd really like to see if you could reach in your heart and try and do something for these admirable second place finishers.
Well, you really kind of put me on the spot, but we'll be happy to donate $1,000 to each of the teams.
Wow, that's great.
We'll return with more from Madison, Wisconsin, right after we take this timeout. Back here at the field house on the campus of the University of Wisconsin. We are ready to move into the second game. We are down to one game for all of the marbles.
And Morehead State has a 20-pin lead. Let's see how Central Missouri State can come back. They had a disastrous 10th frame. Lisa Stack left a solid 10-pin, threw it in the gutter, ended up with a 166, but nobody has really taken the bull by the horns. This match is up for grabs. First shot, left-hand lane. That shot as your leadoff player puts the ball in the pocket. She can read the lane. She's saying, hey, girls, this lane's either the same or a little different. As you see a perfect strike, all 10 pins in the pit. Let's see what effect that has on Morehead State as their leadoff player comes up on the right-hand lane.
Whoa. That ball got down there very quickly.
Well, she threw a pretty hard straight shot, Jay, kind of looking for the ball back, and the 4-pin doesn't go. The 2-pin to the sideboard, an easy spare. Not a bad opening shot. She's put the ball in play. She's found the pocket. She can relate this to the other girls that are coming up what this lane is doing. Carefully sets herself across lane, not much hook.
And Curris comes up with it. Linda Fry, qualifying average, 192. Scrambled and good that time.
It's not how many, it's how many. She crosses over. Once again, we see that left-hand lane hooking a little bit early, gets a great break. Let's see how Morehead State reacts to the early double by Central Missouri as you see the Brooklyn.
Here's Penny Parker. Her sister was a bowler. Her older sister inspired her to take the game up. Nice shot.
Strike error, and Central Missouri ties the match. It was dead even after 13 frames. Second game of a 2-game championship round Baker system.
Up to April Erickson, the freshman.
You're right, partner. The game is on.
It's all even Steven.
Crawford has been perfect so far. She struck in the 3rd and 8th frames of the first game, up here in the 3rd of the second game.
Gotta hurry. She got more out of that than maybe the shot deserved.
And I think she got a good read on that lane. That lane's a little tighter. Remember, these girls did not practice in between these games. They had a little practice before we went on the air, but that's a real good shot. You don't want to pull the ball off there at this point in the match, get a big split, and take the heart out of your team. She read that shot. Her team players read the shot. A spare here, and the match will still be even. 7 frames left.
Crawford told me that everybody should experience college bowling, team bowling. She said it's been one of the most exciting and memorable items in her entire life. She really digs it very much.
I must agree.
Wisconsin celebrates its sesquicentennial this year. Who will celebrate the championship here? We'll be back. The Brunswick Women's Championship, Intercollegiate Bowling here in Madison, and they're passing out some more pizza here. This is a great town, Madison. Big city action and small town charm and very good pizza. And in a short time, we will crown the Women's Intercollegiate Champions. Will it be Morehead State? Will it be Central Missouri State University? Ready to move back to the action as Teresa Daines for Central Missouri State and set to come to the line. This young lady was the St. Louis Women's Bowler of the Year in 1996.
Oh.
7-9.
Well, that's actually a result, Jay, of too much spin on the ball. See the rotation of the ball, it never really bites the lane, and that's why we like to see the players have some spin early and then go into a roll.
The lead is 14 for Morehead State. Stacy Gresham, she told me to tell everybody viewing this, try team bowling. You'll get hooked on it real easy.
Let's look at Morehead's shots. All 4 shots, as you see the ball coming just a pinch light. The 6 shows no affection for the 10, almost gets it out. But look at their 4 frames so far. They let a 4-pin, a strike, another light hit in the 3rd, and then a weak 10 here. But once again, as we've observed all week long, you got to make the single pin spares to stay in the match.
Yes, you've got to fill those frames in the Baker system. That is the key. Is 13. Lisa Stack.
Lisa should hit this lane if she makes a good shot. It fits her style.
And indeed, you'd call that one, Bo.
Well, that's kind of like the Taiwan bowlers. They just throw it down the middle and hope sometimes, and so far that has worked very well in the 2nd and 5th frames for the Central Missouri State teams, but I wouldn't count on that shot as we get down to crunch time. 5 frames left. The player of the tournament up here, Kelly Kuling.
Besides bowling, she likes basketball, softball, drawing, music, tennis, and TV. And another 10 up there. Picks it up. Set now to start toward the wire in this one with Aaron McDonald, Central Missouri State, the Jennies from Warrensburg, Missouri.
Personality. I talked with her before we went on the air. She was outgoing, vivacious, didn't even really care what was going to happen. She says, I'm here to have fun, and she's having it, but she's inspired her team. Right now, Morehead State only has a 2-pin lead.
Chris, again, a little problem. Back to line, but no problem when the ball hit the pins. Linda works with the Illinois high school girls bowling programs.
Three things can happen with the 6, 9, 10 spare, and two of them are bad. You can make it, obviously. You can chop the 6 off the 9, 10 if she breaks down the 7 pin over there, or you can slide by, just like shooting the 2, 4, 5. A lot of tough things. Good shot.
The lead is 5 for Morehead State. Now Penny Parker. She wants to get her master's degree in science and biology. Right now, she wants a strike and doesn't get it. Left 2, 8, 10.
Not much of a chance to make this. If you're going to go after it, as you see the ball sliding by the head pin, leaving the 2, 8, 10. If you're going to go after it, there's two schools of thought. Throw a rocket down there, and I don't think she has the ball speed to do that. Or try to kick the 2 pin to the left sideboard, have it come back and sweep out the 8 and 10. But more importantly, on a strike here, I say get the 2 pins, keep your team in the match.
All right, and let's go now to David Allen Greer once more.
Are you having fun so far, Christina?
I'm having a ball.
You know, I hate to say this, but my friend Ms. Pig over there had a little bit more energy than you, Christina. I'm going to ask you one more time. Are you having fun here?
I'm having a ball.
There you go. Now, who you voting? I mean, who you rooting for?
Morehead.
I noticed the fashion statement of some of the girls, the rainbow socks and the silver accented bowling shoes. Is that something you kids wear out for a late night at the bars?
Not the bars, just on the leans.
On the lanes, you're using that bowling lingo.
Morehead State down to Central Missouri State by 9. We'll have more of this National Intercollegiate Women's Bowling Championship presented by Brunswick right after this. Along with Bo Burton, Jan Schmidt, and David Allen Greer, Jay Randolph with you as we head toward crowning the women's championship team of the 98 Intercollegiate Bowling Championships. April Erickson ready to go.
8th frame of this 2-game match. After 18 frames, Central Missouri State leads by just 9 pins. Easy spare there, crossing over and leaving the 5 pin. You can see once again, as we've seen all day long, ball's going left of the head pin on the left-hand lane.
So much work has gone into this, and now it comes down to these final few frames. Robin Crawford. Eventually, she wants to run the family business. She's got a definite goal in mind long range right now. Let's see what she can do.
Boy, I really like that shot, though. She stepped back to a little extra hard, went right at the hole. Watch this shot. Could have gotten a 4-9 out of it, but gets a reasonably good break. The 9 almost falls in the 4 and needs a spare.
Picks up the spare. The lead is 8.
The foundation frame. Dames up there had the 7-9 split on this lane. If I was her coach, I'd say, hey, just go back to the well the same way. Maybe you'll grab some water, because she was real close, and this is the key pivotal 9th frame.
Teresa Dames. The left-hander has it on the way, and a 10-pin.
Boy, she's thrown 2 real good shots here in this match. In the 4th frame, came away with a split, came back with a slight adjustment, breaks down the 6-10. Could have been a strike, but for a port-sider, the 10-pin should be a piece of cake. Needs this to keep her team 7 pins in the lead going into the 10th.
The lead is 7 for Central Missouri State.
If Grisham doesn't strike here in the 9th, anybody can win the match.
There's a big strike from Grisham. Whoa, that was large.
Well, all the times her daddy took her bowling, all the time she's practiced, Lisa Stack would give any one of the other thrills she's ever had to throw a couple of strikes here in the 10th frame. The situation for Central Missouri is simply this. If Stack makes the spare and throws a strike, she'll finish with 210, a team total of 376. That would make Morehead State need a strike to win. Got the spare. All right, once again, Jay, pretty simple. A full count here, they would finish with 376 total. Would take the top player in the tournament, who last week almost qualified for the finals of the U.S. Open, Kelly Kulick, to throw a strike for all the money.
She has said she might like to try, see how she does on the LPBT Tour. Well, she gets 8. 208 in game 2, and a total of 374 for Central Missouri State's Jennies.
Right now, Kelly Kulick must strike on this ball. It is absolutely mandatory. Anything less than a strike, Central Missouri State wins. Down to 1 shot.
Awesome, absolutely awesome.
Her best shot by far, but it is not over. It is not over. She still needs a good count. Jay, they could have set tree trunks down there, buddy, and they knocked him over that time.
I'm telling you.
She needs a good count now. 5 spare or 7 live.
Substitute in there.
Presentation of the champions right after this message, and the champions are Morehead State. Here's a close look at the prize for winning today's National Bowling Championship.
All right, let's look at that final score. Morehead State 390, Central Missouri State 374. A tremendous victory. And let's go down now to Jan Schmidt.
I'm with Larry Wilson, the coach of Morehead State. Congratulations. You said your most memorable moment was winning this event in '89. Is the second time just as sweet?
Yes, better.
Why better?
Because it come down to the last ball.
And the lady who threw that last ball is at my other side here, Kelly Kulick. Kelly, what was going through your mind?
Oh, I had so many thoughts going through my head. I told the ladies that the most important thing we had to do was just have fun, and that's when we bowl the best. And I knew I needed the first one, probably the second one, and just got up there and threw it.
You sure did throw it. Congratulations, Kelly. Congratulations to Morehead State.
What a win it has been here for the Lady Eagles of Morehead State University.
Well, just a terrific finish, Jay. They finished with 4 strikes in a row. They set up their team right, and the psychology of the whole match went very well for them.
We'll return to Madison, Wisconsin for more right after we take this time out. The 1998 Intercollegiate Women's Bowling Championship is brought to you by Brunswick, sold on bowling worldwide, and by Dexter Bowling. Dexter features the SST-5, the most advanced bowling shoes to ever party in the fast lane. It is time to pass out the hardware. Let's hear it for the Eagles of Morehead State. A tremendous victory. Jim Otterstrom of Brunswick to present the trophy to Larry Wilson.
On behalf of the Women's International Bowling Congress in Brunswick, I'd like to congratulate you on a great tournament and a heck of a championship match.
Thank you. Thank you. Larry, 21 years, your second championship. What a wonderful finish for Kelly and your ladies. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
There they are, your champions here in Madison, Wisconsin. The women's champions of the Brunswick Collegiate Championship. For Bo Burton, for Jan Schmidt, for Daniel Allen Greer, this is Jay Randolph. So long from Madison.